Hi, this is Cindy Morelli-Watko, and I am at the Back the Blue rally in downtown Raleigh. It's been a while since I've been doing any of these videos because in the beginning we were hopeful that we wouldn't have to do them for very long, that not King Cooper would open up the state of North Carolina, but apparently he's not going to do that. He wants to keep us locked down until probably after the election. As you know, it has nothing to do with the virus. He just wants to be able to make sure that Donald Trump is not reelected. Well, that's not why we're here. We're all here because we support our police. We understand the importance of law and order. Donald Trump is the law and order candidate, and we're going to find out why some of these people are here today, why they came out to back our blue. So have you ever been to a rally like this before?
No, it's my first time. First time to the rally.
And what brought you out?
I believe we got to support the police. I watch all the social media. I read the newspapers. I know a lot about what's going on the West Coast and the East Coast. They're not representative of us. This is America right here. I personally am a 21-year veteran of the Army, United States Army Special Forces, and I feel an allegiance to my brothers in the law enforcement community. We all took the same oath. I took the oath in 1970. I'm 68 years old. I'll keep that oath until the day I die, and I just want them to know if stuff goes the wrong way, we got your six. We'll be here, and we'll be on your side the whole way.
Come election time, how are you going to show your support?
I'm a Trump guy all the way, and I'm not ashamed to say that. People need to say that. A lot of people are afraid to say that, but when you come out here like this, I want the other side to know that there's more of us than there are of them. So let's see where it rolls on November 3rd.
What brings you out to these rallies?
Well, I'm just really disappointed that our politicians have stopped our police from supporting our communities and keeping them from getting torn down. So I think we need to support our police as much as we can and make sure that the blue line is held and that we're not destroying our own self. It's just ridiculous.
So have you ever been to a rally like this before?
I have not, no ma'am.
And what brought you out today?
I have been a police wife for 25 years, so it's a big deal to me and my family to support this.
And so how is all of this defund the police affecting you personally and your family?
I mean, it's just scary. I mean, my husband's never really been afraid to go to work, and suddenly it's hard to let him go and think that there's not going to be the things that he needs to do his job properly.
And what do you think about the fact that just average citizens can come out and do the job that your husband has dedicated his life to doing?
I don't think it's possible. I mean, I've lived with him for almost 30 years, and I hear what he does every day. There's no way that even I, who know a little bit, could do it. There's just no way. I can't see that it would be possible.
And would that increase your confidence in living in the United States, knowing average citizens are doing the job your husband's doing, or decrease it?
Absolutely decrease it.
And how safe would your children be?
Not at all. I used to feel safe for them, but I don't now. It's scary.
Have you guys ever been to a rally like this before?
This is our first rally.
And what brought you out today?
To support the police officers.
And what about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Without law enforcement, we'd be in a whole world of trouble. We got to have them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We have to have law enforcement.
And what do you think about the idea of defunding police?
It's ridiculous. We can't have that. We can't stand for that. It's going to cause chaos. There's going to be more riots, more looting. We're not going to have any protection. They're our line of defense. When we're unable to defend ourselves, we need them there when we call them.
Are you involved with any law enforcement? Is there anyone in your family in law enforcement?
I had a highway patrolman cousin that was killed a few years ago, Eugene DeMuth. He was killed on 64 by a criminal that they had been pursuing, and it had crossed county lines, and it had crossed from Wake, I believe, into Nash County, and he was ran over putting out the stop sticks.
So have you ever been to a rally like this before?
No.
And what brought you out today?
I'm a police officer here in Raleigh. I'm just trying to get the word out.
And are you allowed to be at these kind of rallies? I would think you are. You have a First Amendment right.
I have a First Amendment right to be here. I'm not on the clock, so I absolutely.
And how has all this nonsense affected you and the Raleigh Police Department?
It's brought morale down a little bit, but I mean, we haven't had the mass exodus of people and everything else. All of our officers are still standing strong.
And why do you think there hasn't been a mass exodus of Raleigh police officers?
I want to say it's because of the professionalism and integrity of the Raleigh Police Department that this kind of nonsense is not going to, we don't deal with this. We don't put up with it.
And we understand your views represent your views, not the views of the Raleigh Police Department. They're your personal views. So in your words, how safe would Americans be, Raleigh citizens be, if they defunded our police department?
Not safe at all.
And how much of the average citizen do you think they understand how unsafe they would be?
I think a good 95% would understand how unsafe it would be without a police department. And that's why this silent majority is slowly starting to come out of their houses and everything else.
Why did you come out today?
Just to show support for the police department and law enforcement, because they've been getting kind of a bad rap lately, which is what we find it pretty ridiculous.
Have you ever been out to a rally like this before?
No, this is actually my first time.
It's also my first.
And what brought you out today?
To help the police out. They need our support. Pretty much support them, so we're here.
They're showing support for what I believe. So.
And how confident would you be if they defunded the police and put in average citizens in to protect you?
I wouldn't be too confident, you can see it on the news. You got people shooting each other, accidental or however it works. I don't want you protecting me if you don't have the right training,
Have you ever been to a rally like this before?
This is my first time to a Back the Blue rally, but I've been to a Trump rally before, so.
And what brought you out today?
I want to support the people who serve us, the public servants who serve our community, and I want to just show my support for the community.
And how old are you?
I'm 16.
And I saw your shirt says Raised Right, Teenage Republicans. What is your word for young people about supporting the blue and being a Republican?
A lot of times, all of our knowledge is given to us through the media, so the best thing to do is just to do your own research and find out what you really want. Because there's a lot of mistruths and incorrect things that are spread, and we need to find a way to combat that and find what we really know. And there's a lot of incorrect truths that are spread that you can look up and figure out in just one Google search, and you'll figure it out.
So you'd say TikTok is not a good source of useful information?
No. Go to the news. Go to there's a lot of good speakers on YouTube, and just find the people who work for you.
So what are you doing to support the police?
Well, at least for now, coming here, I put out my message on social media every now and then, and I try to just talk with people about my views. So.
Great. Can we see the back of your T-shirt?
Of course.
Raised Right. So have you ever been out to a rally like this before?
No, actually it's our first one.
And people can say sometimes these things get unsafe. What made you feel like it would be safe to bring your children?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of cops around here as well, so we feel pretty safe. It's all for law enforcement.
Let me see your sign.
I wrote it to let the police they matter.
Yeah, they matter. And so what does it mean to you to see a police officer? How do you feel when you see police officers?
Safe.
Safe? How about you when you see a police officer?
I feel very safe.
Yeah. And why did you decide to come out today?
Because I am a staunch supporter of law enforcement, and I think during this time especially, they need to know that there are people out there that support them and appreciate what they do. And, right now there's so many negative voices. I want our voice to be the loudest, and I think that is most important right now.
And as a young person, how do you feel about the defund police movement?
I think it's bogus. We need our police. If we had a society without police, there'd just be chaos. People like to think it'd be a perfect world, but it would not be. You need law and order to keep a good society.
Yeah, and as a father protecting your family, how do you feel about the importance of the police?
Oh, of course. Like my daughter said, it's an important role in society. These men and women, they go out and put their lives on the line every day. We can't ask any more, and they do it voluntarily. It's a great country we live in, praise the Lord for them.
And what do you think about the fact that people are saying that the police have overreached, they overstep, and there's systemic racism?
I'm sure that probably happens in some small cases, but in general, I don't think that's the case at all. I think, generally speaking, police provide a lot of good. They have thousands, millions of interactions across the country every day. Most of them are positive, most of them are helpful, and they're helping people of all races, all economic status, and then the police in general. I mean, it's a diverse group of people. It's not just dominated by one race. I mean, there's a lot of minorities, there's men, there's women. It just doesn't make any sense. Are there bad apples? Yeah, for sure. But if you start calling everything that you see racist or calling every policeman a bad apple, then you can't find the real ones that are actually racist, that are actually bad apples, and there are some out there. But we need a system that can identify them and deal with them properly. But blanketing all law enforcement, saying that it's racist and overstepping their bounds, I think it's ridiculous.
I don't think it's systemic. I think it's individual. Every diverse group has their bad apples. We have them in the law enforcement. Have them in the military. You have them in all the political parties. You just have to deal with it. It's human. You're dealing with humans.
I don't see it as a systemic issue, period. You're going to have isolated incidents in any given organization. So no, it's not procedural, it's not systemic. And I mean, we've got to be a more civil society. And when you I've had interactions with the police officers, have you?
Yes.
And I've never wound up on the ground.
Right,
and I can't quite understand that, But
what do you say about people that say it's because you have white privilege?
I think it's because I know how to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am,
And what do you say when people say that there's systemic racism in the police department?
That's a lie. So we have good cops, bad cops. That's not racism. The whole George Floyd thing, that wasn't racial. That was a bad cop. But Black Lives Matter can take it however they want. But other black people see it different.
And as far as a voting issue, things that's going to make you come out and vote in the fall, where would you place the law and order as a voting issue on a scale of 1 to 10 in importance?
It's a 15. I mean, it's everything this time.
It's very important, so at the top, 10.
10.
Without law and order, we don't have anything.
Law and order, it needs to be there. It needs to be placed on a scale level of 10. So we need the police, and we need them here. They're the first to run the danger, and we need them.
10 plus. 10 plus.
And so what words of encouragement would you give the police officers today?
Just there's a lot of people behind him. And I know the world looks ugly, but never give up. Keep doing what you're doing. And we just love them.
Is that we back you. We support you 100%.
Yep, same here. We support everything they do for us. That's why we're here today.
Just know that there's a lot of people out here supporting you. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. You're very important, vital to everybody's life here. And thank you.
Just hang in there. Yeah, they have support. So.
And what's your word of encouragement?
Let's open up our eyes, listen to everybody's words. Stay faithful, keep your mind on the right path, be encouraged, go out and support what you support, but make sure you get all the facts,
We have your back. Do not worry. We're going to keep you in because we can't let Black Lives Matter defund you because, for one, I want to be proud to be an American and not have to fear, and I want to be able to protect myself and have them protect myself. So.
Just to not lose heart, because there are a lot more people out there that support them than they think. There's so many people. They're just scared to speak up, and we need to stop being scared to speak up.
Hang in there. We're going to change your leadership. We're going to give you your badge back.
By voting in November.
But what can we do? People feel frustrated. They want to feel like there's more they can do. They feel like voting is just not enough.
Thank an officer. I mean, when you see him driving down the street, thank the fire department. She's a nurse, and it's inevitable. It's going to come a time when they when this 5% of the population turn on the nurses and the teachers and everybody else. They're with what they're going for with socialism and everything else. It's just a matter of time before they turn on everybody else. So just be thankful for what you have and let the first responders, nurses, teachers. Let them know that you appreciate them whenever you see them.
Great. And what's your word of encouragement as a family?
Thank you!
So this was a crazy rally. It was quite a bit different than the ones we've done before. This one had a predominantly male audience, and I think that's because safety for our community is in the heart of a man, and I was really proud to see that. We talked to a lot of different people, and mostly the message was we want to support our police officers. There were some Black Lives Matter people here, not very many, because in Raleigh, this group did it the right way and we had police protection. We want our police officers to know we find them very valuable, we support them, we ask God to protect them, and like the song says behind us, we're asking God to bless America.